Welcome to the Really Likable Geeks podcast. I'm Steve.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Stuart.
And this is the podcast where we talk about nerd stuff and things to keep from going outside, like video games, anime, comic books, and other nerd things alike. This episode is brought to you by Audible. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this episode of the Really Likable Geeks podcast. Book of the week there, Stuart.
The book of the week is Ender's Game.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh. Yeah.
God, I love Ender's Game.
It's a fantastic book.
Second one sucked.
Really?
We've had this discussion.
On camera?
We talked
Have
about
we?
this.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we had done it, if it was like an off.
Maybe it was off camera.
Yeah, we might have.
Is it similar to Bender's Game?
Okay, anyway, so the book of the
Not
week
at
is
all.
Ender's Game.
Oh, okay.
Give us a synopsis.
The book of the week is Ender's Game. Andrew Ender Wiggin thinks he is playing computer simulated war games. He is, in fact, engaged in something far more desperate. The result of genetic experimentation, Ender may be the military genius Earth desperately needs in a war against an alien enemy seeking to destroy all human life. The only way to find out is to throw Ender into ever harsher training to chip away and find the diamond inside or destroy him utterly. Ender Wiggin is 6 years old when it begins. He will grow up fast.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good book. Great sci-fi book.
Yeah.
You guys haven't read it? Like, seriously, like, that's. I think that's a must if you're a sci-fi fan.
Would you like to play a game of thermonuclear warfare?
That's
war games.
That's war
I
games.
know, but similar in the synopsis.
In a way, yeah. In some ways.
I guess.
Global thermonuclear war, I guess. You know, space and all that. And,
except
you know.
Ender's
playing
Game has
computer.
aliens.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, playing computers and actually war. And
Yeah.
It's a stretch.
All right.
But I'll
a
give it
stretch,
to
but
you.
Good
I
try
would
there.
say
It's probably my top 5 favorite books. Easily.
Yeah. If you're ever going to read a sci-fi novel, I would say it's top 3.
easy.
Really?
Yeah.
For you? Okay. I mean, Dude's my all-time.
Yeah, I think.
I also like The Gunslinger. Like,
I don't know if that's sci-fi.
I count that as what the heck you mean it's not sci-fi?
Fantasy.
It's a little bit of both, I think.
Well, I'm going
Wasn't
off
he
of,
like genetically altered, engineered, whatever,
No.
or what do they call it in the book? He was like
Bioengineer.
That's not at all.
That's
what
not
it
at
no,
all?
I can't
Okay.
remember.
Here's why I'm saying it's not sci-fi is because Stephen King has said in like interviews and in his own writing that The Gunslinger is his version of Lord of the Rings.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the American Western version of Lord of the Rings. So
Another great book.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Which has
while
been
there
Totally
is,
sci-fi.
while there is sci-fi things in it, I would say it's more of a fantasy.
More
novel.
fantasy? Okay.
But the top 3 science fiction books are Dune, Ender's Game, and I don't know,
Fahrenheit.
Strange. No, as much as I like
Fahrenheit's
that
not a sci-fi book per se.
book, yeah, because at that time it was.
Oh yeah, it is. It is actually.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting way off topic.
But I would say Stranger in a Strange Land.
Okay.
Robert Heinlein.
What about what was the sequel to Dune?
Children of Dune?
Yeah.
I think, or
I mean, that was great
Dune
too.
Messiah or something.
Yeah, Dune Messiah.
Yeah, and then the third one's Children of Dune.
Yeah, or something like that.
1984 is up there, too.
1984, obviously up there too.
Yeah.
Classic sci-fi.
Yeah, that is.
There's a lot of good ones.
Ender's Game
but-
is fantastic. I think the reason I say those 3 books, Dune, Ender's Game, and Stranger in a Strange Land, is a lot of what we view as sci-fi cliches came from those books. Like they're
Yes.
only cliche and passe now because of Ender's Game.
Yes.
Like the idea of the whole simulated war rooms and anti-gravity and all that stuff is, that's
Yeah. It's pretty.
not a lot of people were writing about anything like that. And I know Orson Scott Card says that he drew a lot from another great science fiction writer, Isaac Asimov. So it's in the kind of the same vein.
I actually, I think I have to take back the fact that I said that Dune would probably be my favorite. Neuromancer is probably my favorite.
Yeah, William Gibson. It's fantastic. Another book where we get a lot of our science fiction cliches.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no. I might be wrong. I doubt I'm wrong about this, but I believe that
Such confidence.
Neuromancer was the first book to ever envision deep diving into the internet.
Oh yeah,
I think that was the
yeah.
first
That was
book.
one of the first ones. Yeah.
I think it was the first one. I think he came up with the concept of a deep dive into the internet where you actually, plug yourself in and then you're, floating through the ether of information.
I think you're right about that. Yeah.
which is neat. I love.
There's a couple of good ones.
I love,
Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah.
Hyperion.
Hyperion's fantastic. I
Ender's
really
Game is definitely in.
Yeah,
those.
I really love the. It's got everything that you want. It's got a coming of age tale. A hero thrust into things that he views are beyond his capabilities.
He's not ready for.
Yeah, exactly. It's got. I like the B story in that one also too, about his sister and his brother. I think that's a fantastic B story. That's kind of a touchstone through line throughout the whole novel.
Oh yeah.
And how they're subverting the hegemony. You know what too is they envisioned how social media. Now that I'm like, because I haven't read the book in years, but now that I'm reviewing it through like a modern lens, I'm pretty sure that that's like Twitter is what they're using, right? I mean, basically,
yeah,
they're
right.
They're using social media.
I never put
to
that
subvert
together,
the government, which is fantastic. Now that you think about it in like a modern day context, yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that book is awesome. Even more awesome now.
That's a great thing about those books is you can revisit them and see like, wow, this guy he nailed it. People using
spot on.
People using aliases.
Less spot on.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
none of us are talking out of chic Gillette razors, but
No, we're not.
that was a really obscure joke.
Because I
I'm
use
sorry.
Harry's razors.
Dollar Shave Club.
Nah, go home.
The communicator that Qui-Gon Jinn uses in Episode 1.
Yeah,
is
the little
is a lady's Gillette razor.
Is that? I
It's
remember reading
repainted.
that somewhere about that.
It
really is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, prop departments are cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Most
use what
movie
you got.
props are made relatively cheaply.
Yeah.
Like I think, unless you go to like a way as like making like full on rifles and stuff.
Yeah.
Then it's like casting and molding.
I
and
mean-
painting
But
and blah,
most
blah,
of that
blah.
most
But
of that is
like
you
the
just
little
take
random
a
things.
stock weapon
Yeah.
and you just add like, future, so I'll just add
Unless-
some space stuff on
Unless
it.
you're talking about
Lots of buttons
Star
and
Trek,
lights.
in which case you take a remote
Yeah.
and then you put a handle on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Set phases.
We've gone far
Set
afield.
direct TV to stuff.
Yeah, we have.
But Ender's Game.
But anyways,
it's
Ender's
one
Game,
of the quintessential science fiction novels.
Yes, it is.
It's even relevant today, and we just figured that out.
Yep. It's a standard book price. $10.
It's only $6 on Amazon.
Is it?
Yeah, $6 on Amazon. You can get the paperback copy.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've started to look up the prices,
Hey,
so
good
we're not
job.
just like,
Well,
books.
just out of
They,
curiosity,
you can use money in exchange for goods and services.
Is it one of the ones that's ready for you on our trial?
Yes, it is.
So it could be free.
Yes,
Yeah, you can listen to it for free. I'm sure they've got some fantastic voice actors on that.
they do. I think there's 3 you can choose from that one.
Awesome.
So
loves choice.
Ender's Game, great book, good movie too. I liked it. That's not the point. This week we're
What
talking
did we
about
say?
trading card games.
TCGs.
TCG. By the way, I did that just to spite you.
I know.
We know. That's the look he's giving you.
I know. Trading card games, in some capacity. I know you usually do the pitch there, Matt. But,
You were going. I was going to let you.
but this week I'm just going to take
He
it.
dies for
But-
1 week and you take his job.
Yeah, he's got to He's got to earn it back.
took our germs.
Trading card games was a pretty big part of I think everyone's childhood at some point. Definitely, if you were born in the late '80s, early '90s, I think you went through the Pokemon phase or the Yu-Gi-Oh phase or the Digimon phase or whatever.
Seriously?
At some point.
Seriously?
Well, I knew people that played Digimon.
There were
Seriously?
Digimon cards?
Yeah.
Wow,
Pokemon.
What? That seems like a waste.
Yu-Gi-Oh,
That seems like a waste of
Digimon,
paper.
and not once are you going to
I
bring
was
up
getting
the
there.
original,
Yeah.
created in 1993, the quintessential
Wizards of the Coast.
trading card game.
Magic the Gathering.
Thank you.
I was getting
Oh,
there.
is that what we're talking about? I thought we were talking about something else.
Dungeons and Dragons. This is
No,
before
the
that.
card game, not the computer game that you already got him on.
But yes, so I think at some point during our childhood, we all owned a Pokemon card.
Oh yeah, everyone wanted that holographic
Okay,
Charizard, bro.
When my first card that I ever had was when I went to see Pokemon in the theater.
Was it a
I got
holographic Charizard?
the Ancient Mew card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I still have it. Actually, it's crazy.
Give sign too. It's super
parents,
awesome.
My parents were like one of the first people that like I knew to have like a high quality color printer, and they also had card stock because my mom made her own business cards.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would take
You were
Like-
that kid.
Yes, I was.
Oh, I know exactly where you're going with
I would
this.
take the cards I had, copy them, and then like on the scanner, I would like change a letter or like make it spelling error.
Yeah.
And then I would print it out double sided, and I would sell kids.
Oh my
Misprints.
God.
They're so valuable.
You're terrible.
I was 9. I don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
hey,
I think it's more
That-
impressive that I did that.
that is
Yeah,
entrepreneurship.
actually, yes,
Yeah,
pretty-
That is
pretty
entrepreneurship.
ingenious.
Terrible person, yes, but entrepreneur, also very much so.
Yes. I think the first game I dabbled with was Pokemon, and then I got really into Yu-Gi-Oh.
First one I played was Magic, actually.
Really?
Same here.
So I didn't get into Magic until about
Played it in high school.
I think until I was out of high school. So about 10 years ago, 10 or 11 years ago.
I was
You're
playing,
old.
I was playing
Yes, I
Magic
am.
like right when it came out.
Oh,
like
man, no, it was
94,
longer than that.
95.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
06. And we're in
17, 11 years, bro.
Yeah. I didn't start playing till
You're
I was
old.
done.
I played Magic in kindergarten is when I learned how
Did
to
you?
play Magic. So
Wow.
I played
Wow.
right when it like first came out.
And then Magic is great, but Magic was always super complicating to me. And
That's why I liked it.
actually, I remember being like somebody introducing Magic to me and being like, it's complicating. Yu-Gi-Oh is freaking complicating. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh is super confusing. Like, super confusing. You should not have to do that much math. I'm just saying.
I never really had any
You haven't
interest
seen my
in,
artifact deck.
Well, no.
I was never really interested in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game just because I didn't care for the show.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why a lot of people didn't get involved in Yu-Gi-Oh was because of the show.
The show was like
I liked the show, though.
See, I didn't get involved because I was afraid of being banished to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, my God.
why. Let's address this too, because there in any other state a like old man being inside like a 12-year-old boy is illegal, but for some reason in that show everyone was fine with it.
Phrasing there, Stuart.
Oh, I did that on
I think
purpose.
that's what he was doing.
Wow.
Sick. Well, he was Egyptian.
Yeah, fair.
They did things like that.
Fair. Oh, my God.
Did he
What
walk
was his name?
like an Egyptian?
Pharaoh
Bill
Atem.
Cosby.
Oh, my God. I knew that.
Double down.
I actually knew his name. It's Pharaoh Atem.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, was he a priest?
Who? Pharaoh? Oh, my gosh. Guys, we can't keep up with this. We can't keep up with
Okay.
this.
That was it.
Holy crap.
That was it.
But yeah, so that's the point. Is in some way trading card games have impacted our childhood and still impact us today. So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the changes of trading card games over the course of
I'd
their
like to bring
life
up one thing
lifespan.
while we're still at the start here.
Okay.
All the things that we've talked about, like not too long ago, we talked about comic books.
Yep.
And like the first actual comic book was in the, what did I Google?
1860,
1800,
yeah.
the mid to
19th century.
early 1800s.
Yeah.
The first newspaper comic was in the late 1800s. The first DC comic was in like 1930 something.
26.
It doesn't matter. Anyways.
Yeah, anyway, the first trading card game, the actual like true TCG, because we've had cards. Stuart was mentioning tarot cards have been around for I don't even know how long, and I was thinking just plain old like bicycle cards, playing
Right.
cards have been around for hundreds of years. Trading cards have been around since baseball, but the actual games around trading cards
Yeah.
have only been around since
93.
Wizards
93.
introduced Magic at 93.
About 20.
Roughly.
24.
Basically a quarter of a century.
Yeah, 24 years ago. I think the reason that I was always more into Magic than like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, and I just now found out that there was a Digimon card game, was that
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't like Digimon.
There were a lot of card games that just didn't get commercially successful.
Yeah, that's true too. I liked it because the artwork on all of the cards was so good, especially on the original, like the very first wave of Magic cards. Like the artwork is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like it looks so cool. Like I remember my Abyssal Spectre, like my first Abyssal Spectre card, like the artwork on it was amazing.
Yeah. I remember being
My
like,
Lord of the Pits too.
I remember being
was so happy when I
super
had
like
that.
mesmerized by Tarmogoyf. Being like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And then like the nightmare cards with the Dark Horse, I was like, whoa, these are wicked cool. But yeah, even the goblins, Any of the goblin cards.
Oh, I
were,
love
like,
the goblin
I had,
cards.
a,
So
I had a
cool.
goblin deck.
Yeah, goblin
fun.
grenade, dude.
Sapper.
Yeah, dude.
Sapper. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Even like
I blow you up good.
even the artwork on like the planes, like just like the land cards, like the mana cards, are
Yeah.
so good.
And
You
now
know?
that there's like the multiple type mana,
Yeah,
Oh, you can get
the forced mountains.
yeah. You have like
See, I got out before all that. I got out at the same time when they
never get out.
started making. Well, I mean, I still have them
some point
somewhere,
it'll suck you
but I
back
can't
in.
play with any of them.
yeah, you can
Well,
Modern.
Let me. Yeah, well,
Can't play legally.
modern masters.
yeah,
but then you get crushed by people with combo decks.
as soon as
Fair.
as that's the problem.
Eldrazi OP. Just
As soon as they started making like cards illegal
Yeah.
to play with, like I was like, okay, well, I spent all this money and now these cards are worthless.
Yeah.
Like my Lord of the Pits is like a winner. Like I
Yeah.
had to search through so many booster packs for that card,
And it
because
doesn't
my
matter.
deck was built around that card.
Because now you can't play it.
Yeah.
And if
'Cause
you
I had-
do
I
take
had-
it to a legacy tournament where you can play it, someone's
get
just going
wrecked.
to throw Dragonstorm down and ruin you.
Yeah, because the whole point of Lord of the Pits was to have like a bunch of small one or two mana type creatures like rats. So it was a rat deck. I had a bunch of rats, and then I would just feed them.
I hate you right now. Like
This was
Rat.
how this was
This is-
original strategy.
This is before Death Touch.
yeah.
yeah, this was original.
Still though,
I know.
rats.
well,
'Cause
I
now
didn't,
they have death
I didn't
touch.
use
I
the
know,
rats.
I know.
The rats weren't to attack. The
Right.
rats were to feed the Lord of the
Yes.
Pits, so he wouldn't kill me. You know what I mean? And like,
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
and so then basically like, okay, well, I can use my goblin deck. Oh wait, no, these goblins are illegal now.
Pokemon, I competed in regionals and states and stuff like that, cities and all that, and it would suck to get the newest, the latest and greatest, and then one card that you get that could be fantastic is
Okay.
known as a game breaker, and then they remove it when even the player base might not see it as a game breaker. It happened a lot.
I think that's
Here's
kind of why
my-
I got disillusioned with
Purely out of
Magic.
curiosity, with Magic, I understand why they did it. Yes, it's a money sink, but they went with a strategy where whatever current expansion is out and 2 expansions back is legal play. Anything afterwards is not legal and it's considered legacy.
See, that pisses me off.
With Pokemon, it's arbitrary. Like, so the original Gen 1 Pokemon, you can still play with some, but then they'll come out with Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 7, and then you get the cards, and this one just seems a little bit too powerful. We're going to take it out.
yeah.
Not alter it, just take it out.
Are there any Gen 1 Pokemon cards that would
Nope.
even be useful in
Nope.
tournaments?
None of them.
See, that's annoying.
None of them. I would say the only thing that could be okay. Actually, I'm wrong about that. So the way the Pokemon works
Don't you
is
use a Blastoise deck?
yeah, but Blastoise was different back then.
Oh.
Different types of Blastoise.
Fair enough.
Like yes, okay. Go nerd speak here. So like normal Blastoise from like
Nerd
the
camp.
the original Blastoise was a very straightforward card. You used this much energy on it, and it did this attack.
And you blast the
And that was it.
ever-loving crud out of something.
But
Blastoise?
now the Blastoise has a thing called Deluge on it, which
Deluge.
is it's the ability on it. The cards now have abilities.
Right.
So this card would do this much damage for this many energy attached to this Pokemon. So it's not like, oh, it does 30 damage. No, now it does 150 damage because I have.
So you
however
just
many
go
energies
tick,
to
tick, tick,
attach
tick,
it.
tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah. So the card is different from the original. So that card is completely voided out. You can't use it.
So when they come out with a new print, you can't use the old one.
When they come out, if they come out with a new print,
It's
and
pointless
it's got
to use
and
the
it's got the
original 'cause it's
same
not as powerful.
attributes as the previous one, you can use it. Yes, but if it got different attacks, different blah blah
So,
blah.
so the new
no,
Blastoise is legal. The old Blastoise is out.
is out.
Even if it would have been better, it's out. It's
out.
not,
It's
obviously, but it's out.
Yes,
So
So
there
the
are
way it
Gen
wor-
1 Pokemon,
there
just not the
are-
original cards.
exactly. But now with Pokemon, there's trainers and professors and stuff
Right.
like that you can use. Like so, the OG version had the card switch, which was you play the card and you can switch out your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. That's still a card, so you can still use the OG one.
I feel like that's
know.
more of like saying that like, oh, well, Magic still uses mana. That's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
mechanic of
You
the
can
game.
still use that mana.
That's a mechanic to
Yeah.
me more than anything. Like
Yeah.
it's a card, but it's more of a mechanic for gameplay than like an ability, a spell,
Yeah.
or a character.
No, it's
you know
it's a
what I mean?
spell, but it's like it's one of those really common sorcery spells that, like, let's say,
So common, it's a basis for the structure of
like
the game,
Lava Axe,
which makes it a
there's
mechanic.
12 different prints
I
of it.
love that
but
card.
they're all legal.
By the way,
Yeah, I get that.
That's-
Or
it's
lightning.
the same
It's like
concept.
a fireball or
Yeah,
or lightning
there's
strike or whatever it
12
is.
different prints of them, but they're all legal because there is a fireball in the current expansion.
I stopped playing Magic. The last deck I built was a black-red Slive combo.
ooh,
Oh, slivers.
slivers.
Slivers. thank
You're
you.
a terrible person.
Yeah,
because
slivers were OP. Dude.
No,
Slivers
slivers
were-
are awesome.
they
Like,
were-
I can't even
slivers
be
are
mad.
amazing.
Slivers
Slivers
are
were dope,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah, especially if you did it like, especially with a black and then red magic, and it was all just fireballs and lightning bolts and.
No, my last deck was a red-white Blitzkrieg deck. Everything was built with Battle Cry.
Oh, okay.
So I'd attack with something, and it would give +1 to everything else.
And then my stepfather,
everything would swing with
he,
pluses.
He played white protection, so he had
freaking white protection.
bunch of
dude.
Sarah Angels and
Yep.
Sarah Angel OP.
those
My-
are illegal too, right?
No, I think they're still legal.
Are they really?
think so.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're still Sarah
because
Angels.
that
I
was like-
stopped.
yeah, I think
I
that's
stopped
still-
playing too when my Fenger vampires or Singer vampires became illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really?
Pissed me off.
See, I had a Olivia Valderin deck.
I don't know what that means.
You know,
Yeah.
like a deck that was
I know.
basically revolved around Olivia Valderin, and then I had like
Planeswalker.
I had decks
Black.
that black.
Okay.
Well, no, she wasn't a planeswalker. She was a
Legendary.
legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I had like
Just shy
you know,
of.
I had decks that were built
I was
around
out
Sorin.
before. I was out before the
Planeswalker
legendary
thing hit in?
the Planeswalker legendary thing.
Yeah. See, I had
There
a whole
were-
deck built
there
around
were
Sorin
cards-
and Garuk.
Like I had card like Lord of the Pits
Oh, yeah.
became legendary.
Yeah.
But I had
Treble
that
decks,
card
dude.
Olivia
before it was called legendary.
Olivia was the equivalent of a Lord of the Pits. She's super powerful, and you
it
play
was
your
an
deck.
OP.
You
It
base
was
your
like,
deck around
It
her.
was like the Forest Dragon card. Okay.
You base your deck around her. She's super
Yeah.
powerful. My wife played. Blue.
Dude,
Cancel. I hated playing against her so much.
Yeah, because it's just counter. I hate blue decks.
She just
because
countered
it
everything I
doesn't do
did.
it. Okay, we're just gonna sit here till one of us dies of old age.
of boredom.
I
Yeah,
drew my last card. I'm dead.
yeah. That pissed me off too. Like that. I never liked decks that were card burn decks.
Oh, mill decks.
Yeah.
See, I had a mill deck. I had a mill deck
it
that
just wasn't-
had
it wasn't
traumatized in
fun.
it. You know, traumatized. Traumatized discarded your deck rounded down by half.
Yeah.
And then you're just like
remember that
traumatized.
card.
Oh no! And they're like, okay, traumatized again. What?
No, what
Like,
you-
They called
do
it. They
is
called
you-
it something else. I think when I played.
Yeah.
I think it was an artifact that could do it.
yeah, now it was just a spell.
What you do is you make a red-blue deck, and you cast Traumatize, and you pay the extra cost for Reverberation, which allows you to do the same spell twice in a row, but you can target different targets.
Yeah.
So you go discard half your deck, rounded down. Discard half your deck, rounded down.
right away?
So you're half your deck gone. What's left? Half of it gone.
Gone. Dude, it was dumb. See, I did a mill deck, and then I had an illusion deck with it as well, with like the Phantasmal Dragons and
Yeah.
all that. And then I had like Stormtide Leviathan in it, which was just stupid. And then I had Jace,
Yep.
Memory Adept in it,
Yep.
which was just. I remember I had that in Crystal. I was so
Broken OP.
jealous because I had a Jace card, but I had back in the day I had a Mind Sculptor, way back when.
Yeah.
Jace Mind Sculptor.
He was the
that
one
was
that-
another milled card.
He was the one that they immediately, like when they
He was
made the
OP.
card, they banned him from tournaments.
He was so
You
OP.
could not play that card.
So insanely OP.
I see. I don't understand that because to me
They realized their mistake.
Why would you make a card that you're going to ban immediately?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Let's see
have
if I can
like
bring
you
up
don't
this
have
card.
like any alpha or beta testing of cards before you release them.
I have no
Right.
idea.
That to me that makes no sense.
here's Jace
Here's-
Mind Sculptor
and here's what makes
for
me
you.
think of it as like it's just a money thing. It's like, oh, everyone's been waiting for this awesome new card. Now everyone's gonna buy a bunch of stuff so they can get this specific card. Oh wait, you can't use that card. Blah.
So here's Jace Mind
Wizards of the
Sculptor.
Coast.
This is why he got banned. So he had four types, or
Right.
4 abilities to choose from based on what your counter
Counters.
was. So if you had 2, you could look at the top card of the target player's library, put that card on the bottom of that player's library. For 0 counters, you could draw 3 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. For -1, you return target creature to its owner's hand. For -12, exile all cards from target player's library. Then that player shuffles his or her hand into his or her library. Exile all the cards.
All your deck
All
is exiled, not
gone.
discard. Exiled.
Exiled.
And your hand becomes your library.
Bye bye. So dumb.
So then you lose the next turn because you can't draw a card.
Well, it depends on how many you have.
Depends
in your
on
hand.
how many you have in your hand.
So if you had nothing in your hand and he used that, you lose next turn,
And there was a card that made it to
How
where
does that make sense?
which is why he was instantly banned.
Yeah.
Like I was out before they switched. They brought in Exiled. Like there was just when I played, there was just
Graveyard.
there was just
Yeah.
the graveyard.
that was World Wake. Was when that card was around.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, it was
What?
broken.
Who thought that card was balanced and fair?
Wizards.
Nobody.
No, but yeah, nobody.
They had to have.
It was
known
busted.
They made.
And now I never
They knew what they
mind.
were
these are
doing.
these are the same people who came out with 4.5 D&D like immediately because of the balance issues in 4.
Yeah.
Like it was how many years between 4 and 4.5? Like 2, 1
I
and a
want to say
half?
3, but yeah.
Yeah, it was quick though. Like I mean,
Considering the difference between 4 and 3.5, yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's to me. They had to have known what they were doing.
Yeah.
Which just makes me like dislike them as a
I
company.
mean, Jace is it's known as one of the most powerful Magic the Gathering cards. Still,
See, that
It
pisses
is.
me off because when can you use those cards?
Never.
Legacy.
Well, yeah, in Legacy
But
you
the
can.
But the
problem
big
is-
tournaments aren't legacy though.
No, they're not. But here's the other problem with Legacy. You go into that with this super powerful card, totally useful if you can get him out early enough and then get up to 12 counters on him. But by the time you do that, somebody with a combo deck has on their first or second turn, wipe the board, thanks for coming, I win.
Yes.
So I don't know if they still do this, but when I first started playing Magic, they had decks pre-built.
Yes, they still do that.
Okay. How much were they? How much are they now?
What's that?
The pre-built, the
Power nine?
$16.99?
starter decks.
Power 9?
Like
Oh, I'm sorry.
$14.99,
The-
$16.99.
Yeah, they're cheap. I thought you were talking about the first set. Power 9. Whatever,
I
like-
bought my
They're like
first.
15
I
bucks.
bought a black starter deck for $5.
Yeah,
they're
back
like-
then.
they're like
yeah, that's
15
about right.
now.
They're about $15 now.
Are they? But do any good? Because I got.
They have some good cards in them, but they're not worth anything.
I had 3 Abyssal Specters in that,
What they'll do,
and a Sanger Vampire.
they're pre-built decks. that you
Oh,
can
so
just-
it's not random.
Well, the deck itself is not random, and it's built around. Usually, there's one like legendary, and the deck's built around it. But the rest of the cards are kind of garbage, and you're not going to win. But then there's always a booster behind it, and hey, you never know. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Yeah.
See, I feel like the Magic has become more of like a money sink.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it has.
Than it used to be.
It has.
And I've been out of it for like so long, so I don't really,
Yeah.
know a whole
I mean,
lot
there's
about
still.
it. I mean,
there's
you
still,
could hand
like-
you could hand me a deck and give me like 10 minutes to look through it,
You might.
and I know how to play the game.
Yeah.
Like I can figure out what the point
mechanic
of, Yeah,
is.
what the mechanic
There's
of the deck
you know what though?
is.
I'm gonna talk about this really quick. Magic the Gathering is one of the most confusing games as well, though, because it's a game that if you don't keep up with it, you're out. You just have no clue.
Because every 3 expansions they do,
they add something new.
is a block, and every new block they come out with a new gimmick. So probably about, I want to say 7 to 10 years ago, they came out with Innistrad, which was vampires and werewolves.
Oh, the flip card.
The
dude.
im-
They already had vampires.
the
and
gimmick,
werewolves.
The gimmick
the gimmick
was-
with this was you would have the card face up, and it would be on a full moon or a half moon or whatever, and under the right circumstances,
Flip the card.
you can flip the card to its other side, which is vastly more powerful.
Yeah.
That was the gimmick. You were card flipping.
Garuk had a card.
So they
Planeswalker, and
mean-
you flipped, and it had the Planeswalker had 3 tropes, and you flipped it, and the Garuk was even more buffed out because you flipped it and had 3 more tropes, and he's a zombie.
doesn't everyone know that you've drawn that card?
Well, you play it.
No, but I mean, if it's on the top of your deck, people can see it. It's double sided.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh,
That's why
stupid.
most people use sleeves.
yeah.
Oh,
With the sleeves, you wouldn't notice it, but yeah. Because I always played with sleeves, of course.
Yeah.
I see when I played, sleeves weren't like
Yeah,
a
exactly.
thing that like I remember playing in my local comic store and nobody had sleeves because they're
No.
like, why do I need that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna pay like $5 for sleeves for
There are
everything? That's
so
stupid.
many.
Why would I bother protecting this card? I'm going to use it to
Yeah,
play
exactly.
and win.
Yeah.
There's also so many abilities in Magic the Gathering. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like here, let me read off some of these. Some of these you guys know. So you know what Death Touch is.
Yeah.
Death Touch is an ability. Defender,
Yeah.
Double Strike.
Yep.
Okay.
Vigilance.
Enchant, Equip, First Strike,
Yeah.
Flash.
The what was it?
You know
the
those.
Sierra Lions or
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Sarah Lions.
Sarah Lions.
Yeah. Then you have Landwalk.
Yep.
I know that.
Okay. Lifelink. Everyone knows
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Shroud.
Yep.
That was the invisibility thing.
Shroud is
No one could
Yes.
attack that creature directly.
prevents a permanent or player from being targeted.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shroud, banding.
It's where you can
Yeah.
combine them together. Yeah,
Yep.
no banding.
Okay, and then you had flanking.
Flanking, I don't think.
I think that one's newer.
Flanking, whenever a creature without flanking. Oh, I'm sorry. Is a keyword ability that gives creatures that block a creature with flanking -1/-1, unless the blocker also has flanking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the banding, banding was something that was in the original.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
there were the
banding was
pike.
old.
There was a white card. The pike.
How about this one?
They had banding.
Horsemanship.
I don't know what that is.
As a keyword ability on creatures that serves as an evasion ability. Attacking creatures with horsemanship cannot be blocked by creatures without horsemanship. So it's basically flying.
That pisses me off because grammatically that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
It should be
Yeah.
equestrian.
Yeah.
There's a word for that. It's
fading.
called equestrian.
You know, fading.
I assume it's similar to Shroud.
That it limits the number of turns limits the number of turns a permanent is in play during each of its controller's upkeeps. That player moves one fade counter from the permanent.
And then
if the
eventually
player
it's
cannot
gone.
remove
Poof.
fade counter, he sacrifices the permanent.
Yeah.
To the graveyard or
Yeah, it goes
exile?
sacrifice. Yeah, bye bye.
So they're probably quite powerful for relatively cheap.
Kicker. Yeah, exactly.
Goblins.
Kicker. The most tournament legal cards with kicker. Let's see. Is a keyword ability that allows a player to play an optional cost when playing a spell to achieve the additional
Oh,
effect.
Optional cost.
Yes.
What does that mean?
No, there's kicker. Okay, so like you would cast fire, like let's say lava
Fireball.
axe.
Yeah.
Let's say lava axe and it does 5 damage. But lava axe has a kicker cost of 3.
Now it does 8 damage.
And so now if you pay that extra 3 instead of on top, so it's already 5. You pay 8, it does 10 damage instead of 5.
Yeah.
The
So
kicker
why
cost
would
doubled
kicker
it.
cost-
Yeah, but if you're already spending all this much mana, what's the difference between that and a fireball?
Well, but the thing is,
Fireball has X.
It's because now,
and
you
then
have options.
I know,
Like, yeah.
but
you always
I-
had the
I know.
option. It's called Fireball. You always had that option.
okay, I
a
used
crap
lava
game.
ants as an example.
No,
There's
but
other
I
ones.
get it.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
already cards that you can boost
Okay,
that have
like
an
here's
X
the deal.
Yes.
Kicker
counter
had.
on it.
Okay, I had cards that had kicker
And
on
kicker
them.
exiled them.
Kicker would be like this: if you play this card with, let's say it's 2 blue,
Yeah.
just for example, you play this card for 2 blue, it gets 1/1 at the start of the turn. Okay, boom, whatever. But if you pay its kicker cost, which is 2 white as well, this card now has flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that. That's a
Okay.
kicker card.
Okay, I get that.
I had cards like that. And then you knew, like,
There's green ones.
I think I might have seen I think there was
Yeah,
a
green had a
couple.
lot.
There was a couple.
+3/+3. Pay the extra kicker cost.
There was a
It's actually
couple.
+5/+5.
I remember a couple green cards that you could pay the extra and they'd get trample.
Trample
or
haste.
something.
Yep.
Trample haste.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple. They didn't call it that when I played. Though.
No.
It was just these cards have this ability. You pay more and they can
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah. That's
and it
the
wasn't.
equivalent
Is
of-
it only at summon that you can
Yes.
do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
See
something.
the
You
At time
couldn't,
of
like,
casting.
play it.
the green cards you could do that whenever.
Yeah.
You could just pay the cost. You could summon it and then later you could pay the cost, and they would have that now.
There are exactly, I'm going to tell you guys exactly how many tropes or abilities are. There's 127 abilities in Magic the Gathering.
Vigilance was always my favorite.
All the way you got improvise, aftermath, embalm, melee, escalate, awaken.
You're going to read all 120.
No, I'm just saying,
Oh
like,
my
these are
God.
ones I don't
I
know.
like haste.
You know,
Haste was always good, too.
Cipher.
Oh, that was an
just-
old sliver one.
yeah.
That's an old one.
I love Cipher. I
Yeah.
remember that. Okay.
Unearth. You know, you'd
Yeah, that's a zombie one.
Conspire, reinforce, prowl, highway, evoke, changeling, transfigure,
Oh, I hate Changeling.
Oh,
gravestorm, fortify, delve.
I had a.
Oh,
There's
Delve decks.
yeah, delve decks,
Oh,
dude.
those were
I had
terrible.
I had a zombie blue deck. It
Zombie
didn't
blue,
work.
they didn't work.
It didn't work.
I
See-
had a green black. It was zombies, but like worms. And then I'd use my zombies to get the worms back.
Here's why: because when I played,
The point I'm making
when
is
I
Magic the
played-
Gathering is nuts.
When I
Yes,
played,
because they need a new gimmick every time.
Yes,
when
they
I
do.
played, you couldn't counterspell creature summons.
Nope. Now you can.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Was
hate
that
that.
cancel, right?
Yeah.
I hate
and then
that.
there's
but
also
just like a basic counterspell can cancel a summons. That's
Dude, you know
crap.
my
I
most
hate that.
the card that made me the most frustrated was silence. You play a card and it's like this is happening and you're just like silence. No, it doesn't. The card still plays, but the effect doesn't go through. What kind
Yeah.
of nonsense is that?
So it's just a counterspell.
It's just but it was like if you do cancel, the card goes away. With this one, it's like it comes out and it like buffs all the stuff. Silence, it's like no, you don't. The card still doesn't play. Silence
still an
sucked.
instant, though, right?
Yeah, it's an instant. I hated that card.
the
What's the difference between that and counterspell?
No,
Like
it-
the mechanical difference, though.
it depends.
No, I just hated the ability.
Yeah, no, I get that, but
silence.
to me,
Silence
that's
was
like-
a they came out
Let me
with
find it.
cancel was an immediate, you could cancel any spell. But then when they made the cancel allows to do cancel summons, they also came out with 2 new cards, and one of them was silence. And I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, silence cancels spells, not summons.
Your opponents can't cast spells this turn.
Yes.
Period. End of discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so counterspell was a direct this card no.
Yeah.
Silence is you can't do
Yeah.
you can't do
So,
anything.
Yeah.
so basically,
I hated that card.
Silence is where, like, if 2 blue people are going, all right, cool, I'm going to do this. Cancel. Yeah, well, I cancel or cancel. Okay, well, I'm going to do this to your cancel. Yeah, well, I'm going to do this. Yeah, well, I'm going to do this. All right, silence. Nothing you do happens today.
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
If you had
It was
like that
dumb.
many counterspells, the first thing you did should have been cancel.
But here's the thing. If
was just a waste
if
of
they throw a
cards.
cancel, like if you throw a silence early and they throw a cancel on it, it goes top down. Your
Yeah.
cancel cancels their silence, and then the rest of your spells go through.
Wait, how does that make sense?
I know.
If I cast a silence, you can't do anything, but then you cast a counter afterwards?
Because it's an instant.
Because it's an instant.
And as soon as all the
Mechanically, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
as soon as
That was the whole logic behind why you can't counterspell a summons, because you don't know it's going to happen.
Dude, Magic is
we
so
just broke
gnarly.
him. We just broke
no,
him.
that's why the game sucks now. Because it's stupid. It doesn't make any logical sense.
It did. Dude, there's so many things
It's
in that
magical.
game. It's magic. There's so many things in
magically
that game.
stupid.
That's why I would go to Friday Night Magic, dude, and I'd just bring a Mer deck. And I'd be like, bring it. It's a Mer deck. What are you going to do? Like,
was that the
it's like the little
island walk
it's like
mer people?
Yeah, little.
No.
No, they were like little
They're
metal birds.
robots.
Like little
They're
metal
one
robot
ones
birds.
that all tap for like 1 mana, but depending on which ones you have,
Bro.
you can tap them for specific mana.
Yeah, they all work together. I was like, dude, I use Mer and Memnite, and I was like, come at me, bro. Do something.
I
Like,
think I remember Memnite.
it's zero cost. Oh my god, I loved Memnite.
Oh, was that the artifact?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I might be thinking of
Because all Mers were
Clockwork-
artifacts,
All
basically.
Mers were
Clockwork,
artifact creatures.
The majority of them
what's
were.
Clockwork Knight?
Grind Clock?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Clockwork Knight.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Grind Clock.
That was a zero.
Memnite,
Wasn't it? It wasn't. That was one. It was a 0, and then you paid more mana to
Yeah.
buff it up. I remember.
I
that.
I have an artifact deck that relies on Steel Overseers. They're 1/1s. You tap them, and you get to add +1/+1 counter to every artifact creature you control.
Oh, that's neat.
See,
And then I'd use
Mer-
artifacts
So
to
it's,
untap
it's
them.
like the artifact version of goblins.
Well, I'd use artifacts that allow me to untap other artifacts. Technically, it's an artifact because it's an artifact creature. Do it again. Another counter.
Yeah.
Everyone.
See, I use Mers, and I would use cards Metalcraft,
Yeah.
and it was broken. Metalcraft, artifacts you control have Shroud as long as you control 3 or more artifacts.
Yep.
Period.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah,
Yep.
I would actually use
I like
Indomitable Angel. I would throw her out there and be like, "Here's all my Mers, Indomitable Angel. Oh, but I got Shroud."
the only
Thank you.
the only way I could ever
Like, it was
beat
dumb.
my friend had a Sarah Angel and
Back
He had
in
a-
the day,
he
white
had a-
decks were broken.
he had a white deck, and the only
They
way
were
I could beat that deck
broken.
Freaking
was
Owl's White Knight deck
was
or whatever it
spiders.
was. Spiders, dude. Reach.
yeah
Reach. I gotta read this thing, by the way, guys.
spiders.
Okay.
I want to remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Audible. Thank you, Audible, for supporting this episode of the Really Likable Geeks podcast. Audible has an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original shows, news, and more that you can listen to on your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. For our audience, Audible is offering a free audiobook with 30-day free trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I hate you, Stuart. We recommend you The Hobbit, written by J.R.R. Tolkien and narrated by Rob Inglis, which you can get to keep even if you cancel. Man, you threw me off. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/RLG and browse their unmatched selection of audio content. It's that easy. That's audibletrial.com/RLG. Again, that's audibletrial.com/RLG. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this episode. You're awesome.
Also, check out Ender's Game.
Yes,
Ender's
which
Game.
you can get if you sign up, and you can keep it even if you cancel.
Ooh.
Yep.
For free.
For free.
For free.
I'm still using Audible. I use it all the time.
Yeah,
like
I do too.
I was doing housework the other day, and I was listening to Gunslinger. Just like
It's good.
it's pretty good.
It's sad that the guy that they had doing the first few books wasn't unable to finish the series because he got into a bad motorcycle crash.
I think we talked about this, didn't we?
Nope, not on
No?
camera.
Not on camera? Maybe it was on camera.
Yeah, I think he finished 5 of the books, and then he got into a pretty bad motorcycle crash, and he was unable to finish 6 and 7 audio. But he did a fantastic job. And in my head, that's like what Eddie Dean and Roland sound like.
Yeah. So, so Magic the Gathering, that's obviously we all played it. We all understand it.
No, I didn't play
it.
it.
We all get it.
I was just making things up.
I played more.
You did really well for that.
Right?
Thank you.
Just words. Wizard of the Blue Shield. Oh, yeah, that was a cool card.
Man, rats. Oh, yeah. Rodents.
Remember Assassin?
That was a real card.
I know. I had it.
That card was busted.
I know.
That
Because
card
that
was
was
super busted.
because you could just tap it and that card's dead.
That card was
That card's
busted.
dead.
I think, yeah.
It was super busted. I had it.
Assassinate, I think was what it was called.
No,
But you
there was
had
a creature
there was
called Assassin.
It was a black card called Assassin. You
Oh.
just tapped him, and this creature takes
Was that
2
what it was?
damage.
Oh, man.
He was a 1/1.
He was 1/1.
And you could
but
tap
you
him and make things-
assassinate.
I want to Google this.
It takes 2 damage.
Yeah.
So like, oh, I'm gonna block your rats, and you're dead.
Oh, it does exist.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this card.
What do you?
No, I wasn't like calling
You did?
one.
Okay.
When I
to be
said I
fair,
was making cards up, that was a joke.
I never heard of this card.
Yeah, Assassin.
Wait.
It was one of the original
When you
ones.
said you were making things up, you were making things up?
You're making things up.
Oh, I do remember this card. Okay.
I remember the artwork on it. It was a guy. It looked like he was wearing a turban, and he had like a flamberge dagger hiding in the shadows.
And a cloak.
It wasn't Royal Assassin.
Okay, because this
It was
one's
a
tap,
different- it
destroy,
was a
tap,
diff-
tap creature. That's what
It was
Assassin
a
is.
different.
Yeah.
It was a different one.
No, it was
That's the one
literally
I
just-
was thinking of.
It was just called Assassin.
The Royal Assassin's annoying because you tap target creature, and then there's another card you can play that says destroy
just-
all tapped creatures.
That's so dumb.
Oh, not. I didn't have that one. I had the one where
No,
it's
this
like
is newer. This was Innistrad stuff.
I had one. It was called Assassin, and you tap it.
Yeah.
And it's not an attack.
It's an ability.
You just take 2 damage.
Yeah.
Like this card. It can only target cards though.
Right.
Like creatures.
I only remember Royal Assassin. But anyways, so we all played
so
Magic.
all your
that was great.
1/1 rats to feed your pit. Mm-hmm. There's one less. Hope you can still feed them next turn.
Yeah. They had a lot of cards that were busted. A lot of cards that were super awesome. I used.
I mean, that's in any
I
game.
had Gravedigger. I used Gravedigger card like whole deck. Oh my gosh, I can go on for days about Magic. But I actually played Pokemon more than I played Magic. Like I
Nerd.
said, I went to states, I went to regionals, nationals, all that stuff, playing Pokemon, and that's a game that
Nothing to show for it.
well, I do actually.
Ooh.
Trophies and stuff. Yeah,
Can I see them?
yeah. Sweet, show you. They're pretty cool. They're glass, and they just say like,
Oh, the etched ones.
yeah, they're pretty rad.
How well did you place?
I got it
At
exactly
podium,
correct.
top 3.
I was dead on with the artwork.
Were you? Let me see. That's Royal Assassin. That's the OG one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the
This I was just talking.
that's
about
the OG
artwork.
one. Yeah.
I was talking about the artwork. I had that card.
Destroy any tap creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. That's dope. I remember that one now. Yeah. But anyways,
$14.
so
You
yeah,
can't use it
I
anymore.
played Pokemon,
Yeah.
and that's a game that definitely stood like test of time because, like I said, we all owned Pokemon cards at some point, and then it just kind of fizzled out. And still, I'm 20 years old, still kind of play it. I have taught kids to play.
You teach them
I
real
teach
good.
them real
I
good.
tip them what for?
I did the professor's program, Pokemon professor. I can teach
know
and
what
I
that
can
is.
judge and everything.
Which one are you?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Oak,
No, we're never gonna get anywhere.
Birch?
Let's shoot this up.
cypress,
Anyways,
willow,
so
Fir?
Douglas,
Douglas. No,
Juniper?
chestnut.
no, guys, we're not gonna get anywhere with this. Stop.
Continue.
Stop.
Cottonwood?
Redwood?
Stop. I'm done. I'm done. All right, we're gonna move on to our next topic. Then I'm just not even gonna go anywhere
No,
with
tell
this.
us
So, cards games, they stood the test of time, but over the course of the years, video games have kind of destroyed the physical aspect of trading card games.
A lot of games.
A lot. Magic the Gathering is now on Steam. Pokemon has a digital version of its card game. It's just Pokemon.
Are those Digimon?
Pokemon TCGG Online? No.
Digipokemon.
That would be Digimons. But yeah, and it's actually, you can open booster packs. Actually, if you buy a booster pack, it's a really cool thing about Pokemon. You buy a booster pack, they give you a digital code for their online game that's the same booster pack. But it's obviously new cards. It's not the same exact cards you got in that pack. But you get a booster pack for online.
Oh, so you
Pretty
buy a real
Speaking-
booster pack, you get an online booster pack for
Exactly.
free. That's kinda cool.
Pretty
Speaking of video games and card games, the Magic Sid Meier actually made a Magic card game, computer game.
Yes.
It was in the same vein looking of Baldur's Gate, if you remember that.
Was this before he made Gandhi kill everyone?
No. Okay. This was after. This was like 97.
Oh, okay.
So this was after Civilization. But he made, it was called Chandalar. And basically in it, you were a planeswalker, and you had a deck of cards. So you could choose
As
what
one
color.
is.
Yeah, you could choose which color you wanted to start with. And then you would like travel around to each town, like fighting people with your Magic deck and getting cards. And then the end goal was to defeat the 5 wizards of like the different colors. And then after that, you would fight, I forget his name. It was something stupid and ridiculous. The guy who had a deck of all colors. And
So
he
you
sucked.
You just stroll into town, and it's like it's time to duel.
Yes, you would go town to
You
town.
did not just.
And you would just, that was the only thing you could do in town. Like that was it.
You rolled it. No bar, no eating, no inn. I'm not staying. I'm literally coming in here to duel some dudes. And once I whoop on all of
And
you
take
and
your
take your cards,
then
I'm
out.
moving on.
Yeah. I mean, there were like card dealers where you could sell, like, since if you had a red deck, but you have all these blue cards, you could sell them and like get red cards. But that was, and the game was buggy. I don't think I've ever played that game without it crashing.
Yeah,
At least once.
I've heard. I never played it, so I don't know.
It was terrible. It crashed. It was buggy and
But
terrible.
from then, the games have gotten pretty good. Like I even had on the GBA, I had the Yu-Gi-Oh card games. I think it was I can't remember the names of them, but
It's time to duel.
no, it was not called that. But I had them.
called the Shadow Zone.
Shadow Realm.
Yeah, that's how much I care.
Shadow Zone. That's a song by Static X. So, but that's not the point.
Remind me, okay, I forgot, this is like an aside, but remind me to show, if anyone ever is into like metal music, check out Baby Metal. It's probably
Dude, Baby Metal's amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I actually have their
so
physical albums.
Oh, it's so
Amazing.
amazing.
Party Cannon.
Yeah, dude, Party Cannon.
No, give me chocolate. I just found out about it. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I'll
dude,
show you later.
you're a little behind, but I'm glad you found him. That's amazing.
I didn't know.
Baby Metal's so good.
Yeah, it's okay. That was completely.
Static X does that to people. Rest in peace, M Shadows. But
He
Static-
died?
The lead singer, yeah, he died.
Oh.
Yeah, he died, dude. He went total. He went total sober. Like he was off of everything, no problem. Was about to go on tour, just died in his sleep.
Oh, like Chris
It's
Cornell.
really sad, actually.
Dang.
That was a really, really sad thing.
Speaking of deaths, rest in peace, Adam Way. Adam Wee.
Adam Wee.
Yeah,
Adam Wee.
Yeah.
And we.
We love you. We will go to your funeral.
Rest in peace, Batman, the OG Batman. You'll be forever missed. It's actually funny, Brian. Did you see the thing that Amanda posted? My sister posted on Facebook.
Maybe.
She posted something on Facebook that said, "A sad day when your husband texts you this," and it was just a screenshot that she took of the text message, and the text message just said, "Batman died," and she goes, "Adam West," and he goes, "Yeah," sad face. I would cry, sad face. I'm like,
Adam Wee.
One of the better tribute comics I saw was a single panel one, and it at the bottom the caption was just Adam West 1928 or whatever it was to 2017.
He was
Yeah.
88.
Yeah, and it was a picture of a wall with a window in it, and Batman is scaling the wall, and there's an angel sticking his head out of the window, going, you could have just used the front gate.
"Oh, that's awesome."
That's not how Adam Wee does things.
So, yes, rest in peace. You'll be forever missed. I totally forgot to say that at the beginning of the podcast. My bad.
We said it now.
So, yeah. Since then, the online trading game, trading card games have come a long way. So, I used to play. This is relevant. I used to play the World of Warcraft trading card game. A lot of people didn't like it.
What?
I enjoyed it. What?
World of Warcraft
Yeah,
trading card
it was
game?
awesome though because
Was it
I
only,
liked
like-
it because I was playing WoW at the time. If you opened a pack, there was like a pet code in it or like a mount code in it, and that you could use in
Sometimes, yeah,
Sometimes you get the Rangers
you would get cool
Special
stuff
Tiger.
to put in the game.
You can get the
I
Rangers
think,
Special Tiger.
I think
in
we've
there.
talked about it ad nauseum, my feelings on WoW. So
Yeah.
just
But I played it. I actually really enjoyed it, and then Blizzard decided to
It was just Magic of the
discontinue.
Gathering
Discontinue.
made by Blizzard.
Aren't
I
all
mean,
trading
was it?
aren't all trading? No. Oh, it was by Wizards, wasn't it?
No, by Blizzard.
But I thought that the distributor was Wizards.
Oh, probably. They usually are.
Oh, well, then that's just. Wait,
think-
what was like? Okay, well, give me like
Hold on.
the quick two differences between the Warcraft card game and just Magic.
Well, like, okay, that's hard to do because all trading card games in some aspects are pretty much all the same.
Mechanically speaking, there weren't any. The concept was basically the same. You played as a hero, you had your cards, and you tried to beat the other hero with these cards.
It was by Cryptozoic Entertainment and then was later distributed by Upper Deck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Upper Deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do
that's
remember this
crazy.
now. I actually have some still. But yeah, no,
So wait,
Like, this
it's just
game-
like they just stopped making new cards?
they completely just discontinued.
They discontinued
their,
it.
Like, you can't even buy them anymore. Like, they're gone.
They don't exist.
They don't exist. They're gone. They
But I mean, the ones that they printed exist.
they
Yes.
exist, but you can't buy new ones. They just completely stopped production of their trading card game.
It wasn't commercially successful.
No, it was hugely successful. It was great.
Nothing like
they
what
had like
Hearthstone's
world
doing.
championships and stuff like that for it. Did I still have a championship mat from World of
Nothing
Warcraft?
like what Hearthstone's doing, though.
Okay, no, but that's the digital age. That's why I call it that's why I call the age we live in the iPod age. It's a conveniency thing.
Yes.
You don't have to get the cards and construct this deck and then go somewhere physically. You just play it online. It's a conveniency. Of course it's going to do better. Of course it is. You know, it's like anything. Would you rather go physically to play Super Smash Brothers together in a room, or would you just play it online?
I'd rather play
together
it
in
in
a
a
I'd rather
room,
play it in a room.
in a heartbeat.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we live in the digital age where you can just log on and play with whoever, and you could just do tournaments over the internet. You could.
I mean, I could, but if it's Super Smash Brothers, no, I want to get
Yeah,
them
maybe
all together.
that's a poor analogy. Regardless, the
Call
digital
of Duty
age
or
rules
Halo?
out.
Yes.
Yes, the digital age will always rule the physical aspects of games with an iron fist. They will. Dude, there's people that play online Cards Against Humanity with their friends online.
I will
and it's
say
more
that-
played than the physical one.
I will say it depends on the game and the community. Because if you look at, well, I'm going to go back to Magic the Gathering, they do
Yeah,
have
Gen
an
Con.
online
What?
Magic the Gathering on Steam that is nowhere.
It's nowhere near
as successful as the actual hard copy Magic the
What's
Gathering.
going on?
There's a Bleach trading card game?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Star Wars
I'm
trading card
saying
game
there
as
is.
well.
There's
I
probably-
knew there's Star Wars.
There's probably a Naruto trading card
There
game.
is.
There's X-Men.
There's
Okay.
Dragon,
That
there's
seems
Dragon
neat.
Ball. There's Card
Yeah,
Fight
there's
I knew
Vanguard.
Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Cardfight Vanguard, actually, if you don't know about this,
X-Men.
if you didn't know what Cardfight Vanguard is, they have a Sword Art Online expansion for that card game. Because it's an anime card game, TCG. It's pretty sweet, actually.
Oh,
Is your sister a card?
Are you? I'm sorry. The epic battle. Do you know what I'm talking
What?
about? The epic
No.
battles card game.
Nope.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it like one you can buy at Target, like the King of Tokyo one?
No, it's like a card game. It's called Epic Battles, and there's a bunch of different expansions. Like one is anime, superheroes.
No, I don't know what
No.
this is.
The only
Epic
card game I
card
know
battles.
of, the only card game I know of that's close to that is Super Fight.
You can get. I might be talking about that. Hold on. Epic card.
Anyways, so, I mean, I've heard of Epic Battles, which is like you can get like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that and play as those types.
Super
but-
Fight's not a trading card game. It's like a apples to apples type
Yeah.
game.
I
This
guess.
one is.
Anyways,
Stand by.
I still prefer playing the physical card games. I do. I still like prefer to play Pokemon there and like with an actual opponent right in front of me. Competing for physical items.
I agree with that, and
I
that's
prefer
one of the
that.
reasons why I don't and have never gotten into Hearthstone, because I would prefer to go and play like I would go to Friday Night Magic all the time. But the problem is I didn't keep up with the money sink, and I would just get blown away in legacy games because everyone has a combo deck.
Right.
So I just kind of got disillusioned, and there's
Okay.
no point.
See, I play. Excuse me. I play
No excuse for you.
No.
Hearthstone, and actually I play a game called Faria. Is it Faria? It's on Steam. It's brand new.
PH?
I was combining two things in my head. Epic fight card game is the like every box has the same 120 cards in it,
Okay.
and like it's like a strategy. It's like Smash Up.
Oh. Never heard of it.
Super Fight is the one where you can get like
Scenarios.
anime expansion, superhero expansion.
Yeah.
It's like it basically comes down to like a nerd argument, like who would win in a fight, Goku or Superman? Like, that's basically what it comes
Oh,
down
okay.
Oh, except it's Goku and he has Stormtrooper laser rifle, and Superman has Captain America's shield.
to. But like the base deck is like who would win in a fight? Classroom of kindergartners or a 30-year-old man? It's like, okay, but the classroom of kindergartners have fire breath, and the 30-year-old man has a chainsaw hand. So who would win in that fight? And like there's expansions.
And then everyone just has a discussion about
That's
who
amazing.
wins.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I never heard of this. I want to play this game, though.
Super Fight's great.
Super Fight's fun. It's
fun.
got an anime expansion.
That's
Like
amazing.
you mentioned, the
Yeah,
superhero expansion.
expansion.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, I play Hearthstone. I play the game called Faria.
I've played a little bit.
Faria is pretty cool. You might want to check that game out.
Okay.
It's free.
It's on Steam?
It's on Steam. It's
Okay.
free.
Spell it for me.
Faeria.
Okay.
Faeria. I think it's what it is. Faria.
So I'll Google it. You got it.
Or whatever. Anyways, because there's so many games that have that kind of a name, it's hard.
Like
to,
Fairy.
yeah, but
Like
it's pretty cool because it's got it has like so you have your cars that you have,
Sure.
and then you have a playing field that's pretty similar to almost like chess, which is pretty cool. So it's like I have this card. And like this is a great spin on.
So you have to
on
put cards
trading
in
card games,
particular
but-
spots.
Yeah, so you have like you have your whole thing where you're down here, your opponent's up there. The middle's just water, but as you play the cards, a chunk of land comes up where that card is, and then you can move across it's just water, and you just keep moving until you make all these like little lands, and where you have cards, and you can move between the lands that you've already created by putting cards there. Now you can move the cards behind your opponent's cards and next to them, and those cards will fight. You know, and you can get
So it's a turn-based card
attack of
game.
opportunities. Yeah, it's wicked cool.
Interesting.
I love it. It's not very big, obviously because I think it's not very big because there's a ton of strategy involved in it.
Right.
Ton of strategy involved.
And
in
like
it.
you said, age of
It's-
convenience,
and-
people don't like to think.
It's not as straightforward as Hearthstone, which is like you have these cards, they do these things, you put them out there, they fight each other.
Hearthstone is Magic dumbed down to the lowest degree.
Hearthstone is seriously not just Magic. It is the most basic card game ever,
Yes.
in my opinion. And
You
I
just
played,
get free mana
I've
every
played
turn.
Exactly. You never have to draw a card and hope to God that you have something that you can play a card with.
Got
It's
it,
not like
doing this.
Pokemon,
Maybe it
where
works,
like,
maybe
oh
it
man, I
doesn't.
hope I draw a double colorless right now, or whatever.
Top deck.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still in the game.
Yeah, exactly. No matter what, you always will have mana. You will always have something you can play as long as
4
you
turns
can,
in, you're like, please let it be mana. Please let it be mana. I only have one.
Yeah.
Please let it be mana.
I hated being mana starved.
It was the worst
Magic.
feeling.
There's
'Cause
Game of Thrones card game.
There's tons, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so here's this. Oh my god, Hearthstone.
Magic of the heroes of this.
Let's just go through all of
Stone.
them. Magic of the Hearth Gamecraft work. Hearthstone, it's
Diablo.
definitely, I would say, is one of the most basic card games
Oh, yeah.
I've ever played. And I've played them all. I played Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z. I still play Dragon Ball Z. I played
The Bleach
Card
one?
Fight. I played the Bleach one.
The
I have.
Naruto one?
I played the Naruto one.
You literally played every single
I
one.
played the majority of the bigger
Oh, okay.
ones. I played them. There's something in every game that's like, God, this is so like hard to use.
This is so
it's
dumb.
difficult. It's difficult. In Hearthstone, it's so straightforward and easy. But I hate the
Simplified.
fact that
Is it
is
simplified or
Yes.
streamlined?
it's super simplified.
Super simplified.
Super simplified.
Super simplified.
well, I mean,
But I
here's-
love it.
Here's what I'll say
I
about
play
that.
it all the time.
It's probably a lot simpler because I play the card, the rules take place.
Yes.
Yes.
Rather than like having to do that myself
Yeah.
in person.
Yeah, and honestly, it's funny because when I played Pokemon, in a tournament setting, like for regionals or whatever, cities, you have judges,
Right.
just like in Magic, you have a judge.
Yeah.
and you come up. Well, I played this card and he did this, and I don't know where we're at now. And then that judge will determine whether that plays out in whichever player's favor.
Yes.
There is none of that in Hearthstone. There's none of
Doesn't
that.
have to be. It's on
computerized.
the
Doesn't
computer.
have to be.
Yeah.
So that
The computer
weeds
is the
out,
judge.
Yeah, that weeds out all of that, that extra third
I'll-
So
party.
no one
I'll
needs to
say
know the
this.
rules.
No.
Well, I'll say this.
It's exactly nobody needs to know the rules. The cards are the rules.
Any live, sporting event or tournament or competition of any kind is going to have, except for chess, I think is the only exception to this rule, is going to have
Unless somebody does something dumb with the move, where like you can't move that
yeah,
far.
but I'm
Like,
saying,
yeah.
let me finish. There's going to be at some point where the referee or the judge or something might make a mistake.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's just human error. So Hearthstone.
Safe. No, he definitely wasn't.
Well, I mean, today I don't know if you guys watched the hockey finals, but
I did.
Nashville.
Good job, Pitt.
That was a terrible call. Should have
Just
been one. Should have been. Well, you saw the
Yes.
goal that they disallowed for Nashville.
Yeah.
That was the ref. He was out of position.
Human error.
That's on him. Like that game should have been going into overtime. Like the Predators lost the Stanley Cup because of that mistake.
Yeah, because of human error. Yeah.
So that sucks.
Because of a human judgment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So on
it's-
that hand, it's better to me to have a digitized.
So here's the thing
digital.
that I don't understand, though, because we're in an age now where we're living the digital age, where everything's digitized and whatnot. Magic
21st
the
century
Gathering
digital boy.
is still played in a physical environment more so than an online environment.
Absolutely.
But you can play that online
Absolutely.
and have a digital judge, and it's like this is as streamlined as it can get. But we still have physical judges in the world that would make a bad call.
Sometimes.
I don't understand why we don't have the physical card games, that we don't develop. If this has been developed, great. If it hasn't, someone needs to jump on this. Why don't we have a digital judge where judges can refer to the computer, say this is the system that played out. How does it work? And then the computer plays it out. It knows all the rules. So here's how this works.
Here's what I'll say to counter that. Baseball has recently started doing
Video reviews.
Yes, challenges and blah blah blah.
Think about how long baseball has been around and how inundated it is just in our entire society. Like it's America's pastime.
Yes.
You can't. Nothing else is America's pastime like baseball, and they just now are stepping into the digital age of replays and reviews. I'm gonna nothing against Magic, but I don't think the game is worth it. You know what I mean? Because think about the amount of this.
One of the most played card games.
It is the
but
biggest
it's
card game.
nowhere near the level that baseball is.
True.
It's not even in the same.
But this is
Ballpark?
I get it, but
boo.
Nice.
All right.
But hear me out on this. Imagine the amount of
Imagine.
coding
Okay,
that would be required.
it's already been coded. We have it online right now.
But
We can play a game online where there's a computer that dictates all of our moves.
But can you input specific scenarios?
No, but why shouldn't you be able to if it already understands the rules?
Because those are two very different things, man.
How?
I mean, I can tell you about like coding and languages, but it would take a while. But it's not like you can just pull from here and go like, yep, here.
Part of the
You know
work
what I mean?
part of the work is done for you, but there is still a whole lot of coding work that needs
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
not saying
done.
that there isn't.
But
Why
that's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
someone
It's
develop
not.
that?
It's
And
not
the problem is-
monetarily worth it for
and the
Wizards because
problem
it's
is-
not at the level of baseball.
Even more so than that, even if it was monetarily worth it now, you have to think every 3 expansions, which come out every 3 months, maybe 2 months each. I forget. It's been a long time since I played. They come out with a new gimmick. Each new gimmick is going to have an entirely new effect on every card before it. All has to be recoded. The new cards that come out with each block, not each expansion, not even just each block, need to get coded in. If there's a new gimmick, everything else gets recoded. It's a lot of coding work.
I don't disagree. I agree, but
Let me.
Wizards been out for this long. Magic's been out for this long.
Yeah.
It's not worth it, is my guess. It's not worth. I mean, it's probably cheaper to just have a judge do it because aren't a lot of them volunteers?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. You
You
still
have
have to. You
For
still
the
have to go
smaller
through the class.
tournaments, it's volunteers, right?
They're all volunteers,
They're all
but you have
volunteers,
to
but
pass.
You have to pass the test.
Yeah.
Well, it's cheaper.
The test is gnarly.
Yes,
I
it
get
is.
it,
And
but
again-
it's cheaper. But you're doing that on your own time.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
and
that's
again,
why.
these are people who like the community and they enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And they know the rules.
They'll do it for free.
And they're also significantly less likely to make those mistakes. Yeah, it's going to happen. We are human.
I mean,
But-
umpires go through years of schooling as well.
Right.
but-
And how often do you see a major mistake? Like once a game? Not even.
The difference is that there's a lot more baseball games on average than there are
Right.
Magic tournaments. I would probably
are a lot of games per day.
I would say it probably averages out to the same, just human error in general. I mean, obviously, there's going to be outliers and different. Someone was having a bad day. Environmental
Yeah.
stuff, but
Factors.
yeah. I'll bring this up because this might be relevant. I think it was like 10 or 12 years ago. There was an owners meeting in the NFL about whether or not they were going to have line judges, umpires, and referees still on the field.
You're right.
Because they could, and they can do it even more so now. At that point, they could have completely removed all referees and everyone from the playing field and just have them watching, the billion cameras that the NFL has.
Yeah. And then just gone off of that. Yeah.
The owners unanimously voted against it.
Yeah.
They want people,
Yeah.
an actual person on the field.
Yeah.
Even though from like just a error standpoint, it'd probably be better if they weren't. Because they can also interfere with the play.
Yep.
Which has happened.
Yes,
yeah,
it
like
has.
think about it today. Like Nashville, the game might have ended differently. Like maybe Nashville holds on to the lead and they win and then it goes to game 7. Or it goes into overtime because Penguins scored 1, Nashville scored 1, like it goes into overtime.
Yeah.
If the refs weren't on the ice, but instead he had a camera view. Because from the viewing standpoint, I could see that Murray did not have the puck.
Yeah.
He obviously, and then it gets tapped in by, I think, Sessions. So, but I mean, every time the vote comes up, the owners know we want someone on the ice or we want someone on the field.
Yeah.
So I think that also plays a part into it. Is that
Okay.
at
I'm just
our
personally-
core,
I-
we trust someone more being there in person than like watching the video of it.
I can say
You know
out of
what I
my
mean?
personal experience have been screwed from a human error.
Oh, it
playing,
happens.
dude. I played at regionals. Well, I was playing Pokemon regionals, and I got screwed by one of the judges that made a poor call, and I got weeded out of the tournament. I made top 10, but I should have been in the top 5 easily because I should have placed first, second, or third, but it was a human error from this dude. And even afterwards, I explained it to him exactly how it all played out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it should have went this way." I'm like, well, I can't go back and change anything. And,
I mean, that's
and
gonna
he's not a
happen.
judge anymore now because of that.
That's going to happen.
And that sucks, but it's just like, not saying that the digital version could be better, but it has been proven because we play them in the digital aspect, and the judges always does it right. Computer does it right.
That's not true. Error codes happen.
I'm not saying that error codes don't happen, but
Well, who wrote the code?
Person.
And people make mistakes.
Yeah, one
But
semicolon in the
they're
wrong
coming
spot.
from game makers. They're coming from the guys who create the game.
The calls are coming from umpires who have been umpires for 30 years.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, the digital aspect could be better.
I think.
I think it
With
could.
Hearthstone, I don't know. Because Hearthstone, we never had a physical game.
Never.
I really.
Well, we
mean,
have the digital
just
version.
To be fair,
looking-
though, if you've played a game of Magic, you've had a game of Hearthstone.
Fair enough.
It's
looking into the future of kind of what trading card games are going to be. I don't know if you guys have ever read anything by the author
nope.
Brent Weeks.
Name a book.
I don't think so. I've heard his
the
name. You've mentioned him before.
Lightbringer
Yeah,
novels.
you've mentioned
He has
it.
a really like.
Nope.
This is like just a complete aside, but it's something that I like want to see in trading card games. In his books, there's a card game. It's called Nine Kings.
Okay.
It's very similar to Magic. The only difference is, And I think this is a big difference, is that there's environmental factors.
Okay.
So like you're playing like, okay, I'm going to play this deck and it's a set deck, right? But we're going to play on a green field. There's a forest here. There's a castle wall here. This is what you're trying to do. This is what I'm trying to do. This is the time of day, because it's using all the cards are like real people in the world, and they're all like magic users. So their magic is based off color. Mm-hmm. So if you've got a bunch of green magic users, having it be on a green field is really helpful to you.
Right.
Same
Having
thing.
a bunch of red firecasters during a rainy day, not so great.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
But then, and so I just thought that was like such a unique thing. Is like, okay, so we take magic, but then we add environmental factors
On
and
top
it's
of
not
the 127 different things.
But I'm saying, but the thing is that the way he played it out and the way he explained it, it didn't seem like that big of a leap.
No.
Like it really doesn't. And I think that adds like something new to the game. And that's something I would like to see.
Fair enough.
Environmental factors. Like, because it was the other thing is like their magic is based on color and light. So if it's nighttime, guess what? Your magic users are pretty much useless. And like the regular soldiers, the regular sword and shield soldiers are going to be the ones
You get
controlling the
advantage.
field.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Same thing. They have muskets.
Super rad.
And honestly,
Yeah,
he's
it's super cool.
It's a really valid point, because trading card games are really a dying breed at this point.
Kind of are, yeah.
So unless
because the social aspect of it.
they've got to come up with something new. And that's
I-
a pretty cool
I know that
gimmick.
Magic's keeping it fresh. Pokemon's keeping it fresh with stuff.
There's
You
some
know,
Leviathans that will
They
never
are.
die.
Yeah, they come out with new gimmicks every single time. I'll
And
give you
people
that.
love it.
But I'd say
The
it's
numbers
a dying
at my
breed.
local shop that I play Pokemon at have not gone down. They've increased
Really?
with the new advents of new cars. Okay, dude, because it's like, dude, everything about Pokemon specifically has gotten so much better. The trading card game, the artwork, the abilities, like
The artwork was
all,
terrible on
all
the
of the
original
stuff
ones.
that you can
Yeah.
get, all of the new stuff that you can use now. Like it's gotten so much better. Play mats. The implementation of like better play mats, and these tournaments are way more accessible.
Do playmats really factor that much into it?
No, they don't factor much into
okay.
it. They keep your cards safe, but they're cool. Like I have one sitting right over there, the one that our
No, that's
producer
Joey.
is using. The Pokemon
It was-
mat that
okay,
you're using. That's a play mat from States.
Let me
Gengar.
explain
So-
Nine Kings better. Nine Kings
Why don't
is if you combined magic
Okay.
with Warhammer.
okay.
That's what it is.
That sounds something I don't have the time for.
That sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah, right.
That does sound
sounds
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Pretty sweet.
Because you have like the way they describe it is he has like a randomizing field on the table. It's like, okay, this is a scenario we're playing, I guess. And they had it's funny because
So instead of paying for all these miniatures and taking time to glue them and paint them, it's just card.
yeah, and now it's there. And this
Fair
is where,
enough.
this is, and it's not just like, oh, I summoned this guy. It's like, no, this guy is coming here on the field.
Huh.
So it's not just that he's there, but it's also where he is. So if
That sounds awesome.
So if
My
I use
archer's
my
in the forest.
exactly. So you can also use environmental defenses.
My
That
mage
sounds
is in the
awesome.
tower.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
my archer
awesome.
just shot your mage.
And it's funny because the as much as I hate it, the main character in the book used a mill deck because he was playing against a blind guy, and he had like braille on the cards so he could tell which one was which. But the guy used a mill deck to speed up the timer, so he had less time and he couldn't read any of his cards, and he lost by that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Wow.
Anyways, Brent Weeks, Lightbringer series, fantastic novels. I think there's 4 of them out now.
So a couple things about trading card games we'll agree. Trading card games is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trading card games is a
they're
lot of
fun.
time. They're tons
They are
of fun.
I just
Whether you're playing them digitally or physically,
they're money saving.
they are super
Yeah,
fun.
they are money saving.
And I think that they'll always, in some way, be around. Like, and I really don't see Pokemon dying out or Magic dying out in the next 10 years. I don't. Especially when there are digital versions of them and the physical versions still beating them out.
I would agree with you, but I will say that I don't see anything else leaping up.
Card Fight Vanguard is the most recent one.
Yu-Gi-Oh is dying out. A bunch of the other ones we mentioned never hit commercial success and just kind of collapsed.
Yeah. Card Fight Vanguard's one that's making pretty good waves right now, actually. I would say it would be Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Card Fight Vanguard. I would say
I
those are
think
the ones.
I think we're gonna see a lot more of.
But it's hard to compete in that market, though. I would say. Too.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see a lot more of casual trading card
I agree.
games. Something like Smash Up.
Yeah.
Where you have. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is a trading card game. It's just you don't have to buy booster packs to be better. It's just like we have a level playing field, and we do what we do. Or the Marvel Legends thing is a deck building game.
I'd
Those
classify
They call it
as-
a deck building game.
Yeah.
But
I would classify them as just card games rather than trading card games, but you're absolutely right.
you are building a deck.
It
and
is
you're
a deck
drawing
building
from-
game.
Yeah.
so-
Deck building games, trading card games.
Those
Those will always. I feel like those will always be around. It's only a matter of time. I mean,
I see a lot.
I
more-
would say that
there's-
it's only a matter of time before a new one gets invented and it kind of changes things, and then it becomes a top dog.
There's like
Yeah.
so many like deck building games though. There's
tons. Yeah.
The One Night as a Werewolf.
Yep.
I mean
Munchkin.
Munchkin. What's the one? I want to tell you guys about this game.
To an
It looks a
extent,
lot of
Super
fun.
Fight we were talking about earlier
Super Fight
is
too.
basically a deck building
I mean,
game.
there's a game where like everyone draws from like a deck of cards, and you're trying to build like the most deadly dungeon. Like you're
Whoa.
a bad guy, and you're trying to build
Oh,
a dungeon filled with traps
yes.
to kill the heroes.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I
It
have.
heard
looks
about this.
so cool, and I want to get it.
Huh. I never heard of this.
Yeah, I think
Look
it's
this up.
like dungeon.
There's a
something.
digital version too, not a card game, but there's a digital that's like it's a video game where you are a bad guy
Yeah.
making a dungeon and the heroes are coming through, and it's similar to that really old school game where the ball just goes through the pipes and you have to move the pipes around. The heroes are coming, so you have to build the dungeon real quick as they go and try to kill them all.
See this one.
that
This
sounds
one,
awesome.
you're trying to get them to come in and then kill them. So you have to like, oh, I have this treasure, like, and then the spike pit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looked, and it's
Look,
all,
guys, it's a treasure
the-
chest. Mimic. Oh,
Yeah, the great thing is that the artwork is all 8-bit.
What?
It looks so cool.
I'm
I'll
gonna
show you.
check
I'll
this
show
out.
you.
This
I'll show
sounds
you
awesome.
after.
This sounds amazing.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
all right, everyone, we have to stop the show. We're gonna go find this.
Yeah.
we're gonna go do
All
that.
right, bye. All right, well, we do have to wrap up.
No, really, we're gonna go find this game.
You're gonna go find this game right now. Trading card games, amazing, always fun. You know, I still every once in a while bust on my decks. And
I think
play,
the real,
you know.
true physical ones are a dying breed,
Yeah.
but
I don't.
it's
feel
still
that
a
way,
lot of
but
fun.
I feel like certain ones are dying. We'll agree to disagree.
I just mean
what we do
overall.
agree on is that the digital versions of card games are sort of
Taking over. Yeah.
Which is, with digital age, it's only a matter of time for a lot of things to become
Yeah.
that way. So, yeah, go and play some trading card games. Seriously, if you guys have never played Pokemon, you never played Magic, go give it actually, if you've never played a trading card game, start with Pokemon, move
It's called
to Magic.
Boss Monster.
Don't start with
Yes.
Magic.
Yeah,
Because holy
Magic-
freaking
Magic
crap.
is very expensive.
Magic is very, very expensive and extremely confusing.
And you
If-
will not win with a starter
No.
deck.
I was
Start
very-
with Hearthstone.
Oh my gosh!
And then once you figure out
I
how
was
Hearthstone
fortunate
works,
enough
go into
to
Magic.
play Magic in the earlier stages where we didn't have 100
Yeah.
and whatever the crap different abilities.
only
We had, like,
35.
30, and it was the main ones were always very forefront, which was like that touch, flying, reach, stuff like that.
Let me read this
What is
really
going on?
quick. just
Boss
to give them
Builder.
free ad. Inspired by a love of classic video games, Boss Monster, the dungeon building card game, pits 2 to 4 players in a competition to build the ultimate side-scrolling dungeon. Players compete to lure and destroy hapless adventurers, racing to outbid one another to see who can build the most enticing treasure-filled dungeon. The goal of Boss Monster is to be the first boss to amass 10 souls, which are gained when a hero is lured and defeated. But a player can lose if his boss takes 5 wounds from heroes who survived his dungeon.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds
Right.
amazing.
Let's get
sounds
that.
so fun.
Let's get that and play it.
Let's do
I'm
it.
down.
That sounds super
Play it
fun.
right now.
You can find the podcast on iTunes and Google Play, as well as Stitcher and TuneIn.
And our very own website.
And you can find it on LikableGeeks.com every week, Tuesdays. It's usually on there. What? Rained?
Rand, because he was doing the
Oh,
fireworks.
firework guns.
Rand.
I want to play Pathfinder again. We haven't played in a while. But yeah, you can find it at reallylikablegeeks.com. You can find all the social networks that we're associated with there.
We gotta finish the Pathfinder
YouTube
before the video
and
game comes
Facebook,
out.
Twitter, everything. Find it on reallylikablegeeks.com. All the social medias. Reallylikablegeeks.com. Be right down here. check it there. We have a Patreon. Patreon is where you can hear super secret podcasts as well as updates and new stuff and some outtakes and bloopers that you won't find anywhere else. Yeah, we had an epic fail today, which we were recording. It would have been great for that. But anyways,
Got a mouse
you
in
can find
your
it there.
pocket.
Patreon.com/LikableGeeks. There's a bunch of stuff you can get. You get shirts from us and dice from us. You can get access to Matt and Stewart's game Awesome, which is coming very soon. We have we'll be releasing something about that this week, I think, on our website. Talking about the game. Mm-hmm. So we'll have that released this week, and you guys can learn more about it. And if there is an option for you, for patrons, to get a beta or alpha version of that, that is continuously updated.
Test players.
Beta.
Okay, beta.
Yeah.
That is continuously updated over the course until it's released, and you can get that as one of the perks for backing.
We need people
our
to tell
projects
us if it
directly.
sucks.
Yeah,
My
let us know
math
it
is
sucks.
wrong. I know this.
It's pretty awesome.
I need to know how wrong it is.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. A basic rundown of it. It's just like your pen and paper role playing game,
But anime.
but anime
All right.
tropes.
If
It's
you
amazing.
have ever played South Park: The Stick of Truth,
Yeah.
it's basically like playing an
Oh,
episode
man,
of South Park.
It is like that, huh?
What we have done is taken a pen and paper game and turned it into you are playing an episode of an anime.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? We should hit those guys up and see if they wouldn't mind if we made a South Park pen and paper RPG.
I'm sure they wouldn't mind. If you tried to Kickstarter, they probably would. throw it back in.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's coming
Put it
soon.
on Kickstarter. They
You can
Kickstarter
find
us.
that at patreon.com/LikableGeeks. You can find me on Twitter at that Stephen Brown.
You can find me avoiding Twitter at Believe the Weave.
And you can find me at Stu_no last name.
Thank you guys for listening to us rant and rave about trading card games and reminisce about it and relive the good old days of Magic the Gathering. Which
Man, you sound old again.
I did.
The good old days.
Good old days of Magic. We all played a lot of Magic. It's crazy. Think about-
played Magic and there were only 37 different abilities.
That was 125.
kids got their 127 abilities and still have Death Touch.
The kicker and the banding and the reach and the pudding and the pop.
And back to Bill Cosby on that bombshell.
All right. Good night.
Bye, guys.
Kill me. Stop touching me.